Good morning, everyone. You are listening to the new WCEG Network on WCEG Talk Radio.com, or watch us live on your smart TV, YouTube, WCEG Network. I'm your host, Attorney Melaney LaGrone, and for the next maybe like 40 minutes today, we are actually going to talk about all things immigration. We're the Worldwide Community Empowerment Group. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and on Instagram at WCEG Talk Radio and WCEG Network. And last but not least, the topics and opinions are of the show host and the guests, and not WCEG Network. Thank you for your continued support. So good morning, everyone. And today I am solo, so you are just going to have me speaking to you today about all things immigration. And just to let you all know that this is actually our season finale. So we will be taking a little bit of a break and we will return on September 24th. As always, I do want to thank WCEG Network and Penny Rogers for the opportunity to be here and speak immigration and everything immigration into the world. So starting off this morning, I'd like to talk about TPS. We have a new designation. And as you all know, if you were on my last, if you were listening to my last couple shows, we talked about, temporary protective status and all of the countries that have been designated to have that protection here in the United States. Well, the new protection is now for Afghanistan. So any Afghan nationals who have been in the United States since March 15th of 2022 can now apply for TPS starting as of yesterday, May 20th of 2022. It's an 18-month designation, and you can start registering today. And as we spoke about before, TPS is temporary protective status. So it gives you an opportunity to work in the United States and have just temporary protection here because of the conflict and everything that's going on in Afghanistan. So just one of the things that the government extends to any countries that are in turmoil and you cannot go back. So one of the things, though, that you do have to prove is that you've had continuous residence here in the United States as of March 15th, 2022. All right, so green cards. Everyone is always asking me about the backlog in green cards, the backlog in interviews. Why is it taking so long? We're still operating in the midst of a pandemic, guys. USCIS and all the national visa centers and things like that in the different countries, consulates, everything, they still have a backlog. So they are working on moving through that backlog to get these cases to interview and ultimately to get them approved. I believe right now there's something over like 400,000 that are backlogged right now. So I say that to say this. If you are married to a United States citizen, if you have a United States citizen, family member, mom, son or daughter that's over 21 that can petition for you, things like that, you need to just go ahead and do this. I know you've been contemplating for years and years and years. And at this point, all you're doing is delaying your green card. So you're delaying getting your work authorization so that you can work legally here in the States, your social security number and your driver's license so that you can drive here. Just do it. Stop thinking about it. Just go ahead, find you an immigration attorney and go ahead and get it processed so that you can get in line so that, when things start moving a little bit faster, your turn will come up and you'll be able to get approved. Let's see, what else is going on in the world of immigration? Right now, business immigration. So we found out that Department of Homeland Security and Department of Labor, they have actually issued an additional 30-something thousand H-2B visas, okay? H-2B visas, and this is for the second half of this fiscal year. Your H-2B visas are for your non-citizens that are coming from different countries to work here, okay? So if you are an employer in the United States and you need employees to fill positions that are not being filled right now with United States citizens, that you can apply for H-2B visas for people coming over to help you. And what these are is they're seasonal, okay? So they're seasonal, temporary, and non-agricultural. And basically, you guys already know that there's a shortage. There's a labor shortage. There's a labor shortage in, United States citizens that are able to actually fill positions, okay? So immigrants aren't taking positions from US citizens. They are actually coming here to help with the labor shortage and be able to help employers fill these positions. So that is awesome. This is for any, employers that need this type of help. Reach out to an immigration attorney and see if you're able to get an H-2B visa for a foreign national to come over and assist. Okay, so next thing that's up in immigration, and this has been a huge conversation, and I'm sure you all have heard about the shortage of formula, so the shortage of baby formula. All right, so there's some huge misconceptions when it comes to this, okay? If everyone's been reading the news, reading, the online news or listening to TV or whatever, you will know or you will understand that the shortage in the baby formula is due to Abbott's Laboratories in Michigan, a facility in Michigan, basically closing, okay? And they closed sometime back in the beginning of this year due to a recall in baby formula. And, apparently, I'm going to say allegedly, because, that's the criminal defense attorney part in me, allegedly there were some babies that got sick from the formula, got infections, and ultimately died. So there was a recall, and ultimately now they had to close the facility. On top of there already being a supply chain issue because of the pandemic. So now there is not a lot of formula here for babies. So what is going on right now is there's a lot of Republicans and a lot of Texas senators, governors, things like that are blaming the Biden administration and basically saying that the Biden administration is supplying the babies at the border with formula that should be supplied to Americans. Okay, guys, seriously, that is ridiculous. We've had, and I've seen this where, these senators and representatives, Republicans, most of them, are saying that, the American babies should have formula over illegal babies. Okay, so as we said before a long time ago, ain't nobody illegal, okay? We are not illegal. They are not illegal, okay? They are undocumented, so get that correct. And no, Biden is not supplying these undocumented babies at the border with formula that should ultimately be supplied and given to the American citizens. I think one study was done, and it ended up being the amount of formula that's actually given to the babies at the border equates for like zero, like almost zero of the market share of formula that's still available for American babies. So stop with the misconceptions, stop spreading the rumors. It doesn't make any sense. And everyone seriously, and especially I'm speaking to, the Congress people and Republicans and everyone who's spreading all of these rumors is really not, just let's keep it real. It's not cool. We're all humans. And are you going to basically say that the babies at the border should just not be fed? And so what? They're just going to die? We're just going to let that happen? That's not how the US should roll. That's not how America should roll. And that's never going to happen. So there is enough based off of the shortage. There's still enough, for everybody, but we all do know that there is, it's coming down to the wire, and they're going to have to figure out alternative methods to, somehow either mass produce, make some more, or get some more here for everyone. All right. So let's see what else we got going on. Oh, so I don't know if you guys know that I am actually in St. Thomas. I am in the Virgin Islands today. That is where I am recording from because I have opened up an immigration practice down here in St. Thomas. And if you follow us, everyone knows that I am a criminal defense attorney in Georgia and immigration attorney. So what I have recently done is I'm kind of phasing out my criminal practice to focus on my immigration practice. And we've expanded and we've come down to the Virgin Islands to be able to serve the locals. Down here in the Virgin Islands, it's still US territory, but they still they're a little bit, behind in the times, and they lack a little bit of representation down here. A lot of the attorneys here are not all on islands. Most of them are in the States, and they're a little bit older, so they're kind of ready to retire, and no one's kind of really down here digging down deep with the locals and helping them with their immigration situations. And everyone always asks me, they're like, well, the Virgin Islands is still the United States, so how are you helping with immigration? Well, it's just like in Georgia that I'm helping with immigration, because down here, just like in Georgia, you could have somebody that came to visit on a tourist visa. Met the love of their life and decided to get married to a United States citizen who's born in the Virgin Islands, or maybe who has moved here from another state, and now they need to get their green card. It's the same type of process as if I was actually stateside. You get a lot of, just like we get at stateside, you do get a lot of people that are basically crossing the border. So here they're crossing the waters. They could be coming from, the British Virgin Islands or the Dominican Republic, anything like that. They could cross the waters and come here without status. And same thing, they either, they get married or somehow they're able to go ahead and apply for their green card. We get a lot of temporary protection status, so TPS down here for Haitians. So I just wanted to say, if you are in the Virgin Islands, because I know everyone likes to do business with people that are local. So if you're in the Virgin Islands, give us a call, because we do have a local number for that as well. And we can help you with your immigration practice. One of the things that I really wanted to touch on, and I've touched on it before in my other, on our other episodes with guests, and that is making a decision to hire an immigration lawyer. And guys, you don't have to hire me. You can just hire an immigration attorney, because we are seeing more and more cases getting denied. And what's happening is everyone is just going to somebody random, a friend of the family, my brother's mother's sister's cousin, once removed, says, okay, go talk to this guy. He can get you your papers. Okay. Well, this guy is not an attorney. This guy is just somebody who fills out forms. And ultimately, they do not have the ethical responsibilities that lawyers have, okay? They don't have the knowledge and the expertise that lawyers have in order to actually look at your case and know what needs to be done. I say this all the time. If anybody follows me on social media, you hear me say this all the time, that immigration is not about filling out forms. I know you all will go online to uscis.gov, you'll pull up the forms and you'll be like, oh, okay, well, this is 18 pages of just fill in the blanks. I can do this. It's not that simple, okay? Those questions on those forms, some of them they're worded in a way that you might not know whether or not you're supposed to check yes or no to this question. Or they might be asking you about, your travels back and forth into the United States. And you might not understand that, if you're gone more than 6 months out of the United States, or you're coming back or back and forth, whatever it might be, that documenting that you have to have the exact dates. You have to know exactly when you were gone, when you came back, or multiple entries, things like that can get you in trouble. So it's not just fill in the blank. I had a potential client that came to us Actually, and it's been two actually within probably the last 2 weeks where cases should have been straightforward cases, meaning the person came over on a tourist visa, fell in love, got married to a United States citizen, has all of this documentation to show that it is a bona fide marriage, that they married for love, they have joint finances together, affidavits, friends, families, all of that. They decided to go to a non-lawyer. And I'm not even talking about a non-immigration lawyer. I mean a non-lawyer, period, okay? Listening to, friends and family, filled out the paperwork, sent in their evidence. They got a request for evidence, okay? A request for evidence is when USCIS says, okay, you don't meet the guidelines. We need some more information to make sure that you qualify and that this is a bona fide marriage. So they said that they took all of this evidence that they were supposed to have. They gave it to the person again and told them, okay, here you go, send this in. And don't know if the person sent it in or not, because don't forget, they're, not ethically, bound to do the right thing. They could just take somebody's money and keep it moving. And the couple ultimately got a denial. So now it's been 2 years. And in this 2-year period of time, this poor man could have already had his green card. He could have been working. He could have been helping to, support his family, driving, had his social security number and all of that. And now what he has to do is start all over from the beginning. So not only are you wasting time and energy, but you're wasting so much money trying to go the cheap route, okay? Meaning without a lawyer. At the end of the day, you're going to pay much more than that. I had an attorney friend actually, and she had posted online about this, that when the same thing happened to one of her clients, got a denial, and when they calculated all of the money that he spent to get his green card before even coming to her, it was like $20,000. Okay, yeah. Going to an attorney to get your green card is not $20,000. So think about this before you decide that you're just going to go to a random person. There are a lot of experienced immigration attorneys out there. Google, look at their websites, go online. Most of us are members of the American Immigration Lawyers Association, check out credentials, things like that, and just stop going to random form fillers, because it's not going to benefit you in the long run. You're spending more time and you're spending an exponential amount of more money thinking that you're going the cheaper route. So that's just my PSA, my public service announcement for today, because it really does frustrate me. And it frustrates a lot of immigration attorney friends and colleagues of mine, because we always say we feel like we want this more than our clients. Like, we're very, very passionate. We know that we can get you approved. We know if there's any bumps in the road or anything like that, that we can, either get around them, or at the end of the day, if it's really something that cannot be done and we know that we can't do it, we're not going to just take your money and leave you hanging. So go to an immigration attorney to get all things completed for your immigration cases. All righty, let's see. So, what I wanted to say, which I did forget about when I was talking about the H-2B visas for business immigration, there's always usually a cap, okay, on how many there is. And like I said, the government has extended, I think maybe like 33,000 or something like that more. But if you are from like El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, anything like that, there is an additional amount that has actually been extended for them to come over here and help for the labor shortage. And everyone knows that it just seems like, and you guys look around who's helping out with, lawn care and house maintenance and things like that. And it's usually somebody from, a Hispanic company or a Latin American country who's coming and doing that, because they're very, very hard workers. And this way it allows for employers to be able to help with their labor shortage and go ahead and get them over here to help. So that is that's my show for today, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, we are on, and we're about to go on a break for a summer break. We will be back on September 24th. I will have a whole lineup of new guests talking about different things in immigration. Definitely going to have some business immigration attorneys on here in the future, because right now there's a lot of different things that are happening in the business immigration world, and we definitely want to keep up with it, help our employers, help our employees. I want to thank WCEG Radio, Talk Radio, and thank Penny Rogers once again for this awesome opportunity to get all this information to you guys and let you know that, we are all a nation of immigrants. And I always say immigration makes for a better nation, and everyone here should just embrace everyone. Nobody is illegal. We are all human beings, and we all should be treated as such. So once again, thank you very much for listening and following us, and we will see you again in September.